Greetings and salutations. Happy Thanksgiving, nerds. This is Jason BitBender Brink, and I am here for the 27th episode of Gala's Ahead of the Game. And today, it's a little bit different than normal. For starters, I'm back, so happy to be here with all of you guys again. But B, this is a pre-recorded episode. This is an entirely pre-recorded episode. I'm sorry it's not live. However, I am probably very likely at this moment talking to you guys in Gala Gold. So if you're not there, come and hang out in Gala Gold. You can join our Discord at galagames.chat, which is going to show up at the end of this like and subscribe thing, which you need to make sure that you do. So Paul is pushing the like and subscribe. Oh, I'm even pushing the like and subscribe button. Oh, wait, hold on. I got it. There you go. Get the little bell too, and that will let you know when we have new stuff that goes live. And join the Discord at galagames.chat. So thank you, Paul, for putting those together. This is all part of our continuing effort to make sure that this is as awesome and clean as possible. So the run of show today is that first, what we're going to do is we're going to run through some game updates. I've got some cool game updates on Vox, Mirandus, Champions Arena, Dragon Strike, Eternal Paradox, a few other things like that. Then what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to do some AMA questions off of the questions that people have submitted on the question form. So we're going to do that. And then we've got a little thankful to the community segment here at the end. So again, we're just going to go ahead and run straight through it. And thank you very much for being here. Okay, so first thing, GALACHAIN treasure chest migration is currently underway. Hopefully by this point in time, it will be closer to completion. The idea was for it to be done earlier in the week, but tech being tech, that has taken a little bit longer than we wanted because of a couple things that popped up when things were moved to prod. The migration from treasure chest to GALACHAIN on-chain mint allowance is taking place, and you will be able to use your Gala on GALACHAIN without paying Ethereum fees. Now, there's a point of confusion here that a few people have around the term mint allowance. Okay, now I don't know why this is confusing. I've been using the term mint allowance in AMAs and in Discord for a long time, but for whatever reason, it is confusing. Your mint allowance is simply the number of things that you can mint that is an on-chain recorded value. Currently, the treasure chest is not on-chain. We want to change that, move it to on-chain, and we've chosen the term mint allowance because it is something that is, at least I thought, quite easy to understand. We didn't want to go with something more gamified, like sticking with treasure chest, for example, because one of our main goals with GALACHAIN is to find ways to bring new people and new industries into the blockchain space and into the ecosystem. And if you're a med tech or a logistics company, you're probably not super excited about doing something that involves a treasure chest because it just doesn't fit well. So a mint allowance is technically accurate. It describes exactly what is going on, and it shows that you are allowed to mint X amount of whatever. Now, your mint allowance is the total amount of tokens that you can mint for any one thing at any given time. This applies to Gala, it applies to Ethereum, it applies to game NFTs. Anything that you have that is an on-chain mint allowance, you can mint any of that you want at any point in time. Now, what this doesn't have anything to do with whatsoever is the founders node vote from a couple months ago, where there was the term mintable. How do we even describe it? We talked about it as a 20% allowance. Okay. When this gets implemented, which it is not implemented yet, that happens after founders nodes become NFTs, that term will be changed to better reflect and make that more accurate. Very, very different thing, has nothing to do with the mint allowance at this point in time. So I just want to be very clear. Those are two totally separate things. Okay, now we're going to move into some game updates. Vox, get plucked. Top 3 players. This is not a... Oh, this is a competition. Sorry, I'm reading the show notes. Sorry about that, guys. There's going to be a competition that is live until Wednesday, November 29th at 9:59 a.m. Pacific time. It will be live until. The top 3 players will share a reward of $5,000 in Gala. No Vox is needed to play, and you can download the game from either the Apple or Android stores. Then you can connect your Gala account and start playing. I just realized I'm like staring off to the side here, so let me restructure my my monitor a little bit so it's a little bit easier for people to see. Or so it's a little bit easier for me to see and not stare off into the middle of nowhere. Okay. Mirandus, there's been some great progress made on the shipwreck QA front, and the one remaining bug has been quashed where newly bridged items on ETH wouldn't transfer if you were using a third-party wallet, MetaMask or the OKX wallet or the Coinbase wallet. We will announce the shipwreck sale date and price in the Fireside chat, which will be coming up Friday, December 1st. At noon Pacific time. So mark your calendars. That's going to be an epic one. I'm going to make sure that I tune into that. I just love the Fireside chats, and I love listening to Michael McCarthy talk and tell stories. He has one of those voices you could just listen to for a very, very long time. Okay, Champions Arena. If you were playing on a previous PC build, from the 1.0.14 version, you will have to uninstall and reinstall the game for the 1.0.115 version. This is because there's some pretty large updates, and we need to completely clear the old one out so that you can have the new one there. Additional changes after the maintenance. NFTs and NFTRs are blocked from level swapping and champion reset. A correction has been made for those who received abnormal victory points and lapis via the Nexus. In celebration of Black Friday, if you spend more than $250, you'll receive a legendary champion box. If you spend $100, you will receive an epic champion box. The celebration period will be from November 22nd, 2023, which has already happened. So that's already on at this point in time, to November 27th at 8:59 p.m. Pacific time. So after this is done, I'm going to go and get myself some gems so that I qualify for that. After the celebration event has concluded, the box will be sent to you through your in-game inbox. So check that out. And don't forget to check your in-game inbox for a surprise gift. And I don't even know what that is, so I'm super excited. Oh crap, I'm dragging things around. Okay, there we go. We have a new champion reveal in Dragon Strike. Taneva, read all about her on our blog. You can find her in our Discord under the mobile games announcement section. Now, something that I know people are really looking forward to, Eternal Paradox. Now is the time to start collecting your mercenaries with a limited time 30% off sale. Since we missed it last week, here are our mercenaries with probability. There we go. There's the mercenaries with probability. I really liked using Torsten when I played. That was fun. Alex was pretty awesome too. So there you guys go. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to immerse themselves in Bianca's adventures, because the next story is about a spirited and slightly eccentric pirate with a challenging past. Meet Alex. Read his story in Medium. The link is posted in our Discord under EPX announcements. We mentioned an AMA last week, and it's on the way to you soon. Not quite there yet, but coming soon. Okay. For Common Ground World, there is a regularly scheduled town hall that will still be Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific, the day after Thanksgiving. It will not be this Friday. Awesome. I have good Paul in my ear right now, guys. We'll just leave this in. It's good. There will not be one this Friday. And it totally, that's not what it says in the show notes. I'm just making sure I'm checking here. So there will not be one this Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific. So don't expect one. But next week, there will be an even bigger and better one with even more updates. So be there 8 a.m. Pacific. Next Friday, which is going to be, just double checking the date, that will be December 1st at 8 a.m. Pacific. So make sure that you tune in for that. Okay, guys. So there we go. Thank you for the updating of the show notes. Do we have an interview this week, Paul? We have an interview right now with Mark Nam and Dylan from In the Game. And then after that, we're going to come back and we've got some other stuff to go over with you guys. So stay tuned for that.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the pilot episode of In the Game, this series where we highlight all of the hardworking Galaxians and all the cool stuff they do. We talk the talk and we walk the walk. In this episode, we have Terraria on Master Mode, so be prepared for a lot of blood and guts from our characters because I don't think we'll be doing very well. And today's guest is Dylan.
What's up, everybody?
Tell us who you are. Tell us the people who don't know about you for whatever reason.
Yeah, so I'm Neff. I'm Nephilim Haas in the Discord. I lead community manager. Really focus on just about everything that touches community and the Discord in general. So yeah.
Yep, very cool. If you are ever in trouble or ever do something naughty, Dylan is gonna come from around the corner swinging the banhammer, and yeah, just be prepared.
I'm also the guy that gets to unban people, so it's not all. Just...
Yeah, nobody wants to hear about that. He is the Discord vigilante. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna take off this blazer because it's incredibly hot, and I just wanted to do it for the intro. I also wanted to do like a microphone on a stick from one of those game shows, but I just couldn't figure out how to do that one, so we'll just do the blazer for now.
Blazer's sharp. I like it.
Appreciate it.
I like the red.
I've never gotten to wear it in real world because I don't do anything that would require a red velvet blazer, but it was nice to wear it.
Are we
okay, man?
Striking out in the...
All right, so I do know that before joining Gala, you were an AMS, and why don't you tell us a little bit about that, what it was like, and like generally the perks of the job?
Yeah, so I was a paramedic before. Well, when I found Gala, I was a paramedic. It was actually, I'd been interested in crypto for years. It was, but it was on my commutes to work that I just started listening to podcasts. Places like the Coin Bureau and things like that, and just learning as much as I could. But I've always been a gamer as well. And so I found Gala actually through a Brave ad in January 2021. And just got in the community and fell in love. But I was a paramedic up until November of 2021, which is when I was hired here. Which shocked the heck out of me. I was like, all right, yeah, I'd love to. I'm just hanging out in Discord trying to help people. I would love to do it,
Yeah, I would love to
full time.
Not have to commute 20 hours a day, and also like not carry a 20-pound bag everywhere I go.
Dude, yeah. But no, there's good and bad to the job. I think it's probably with just about any job. But I was a paramedic during COVID. Before COVID, I actually did a lot of. I wasn't just a paramedic. I was actually a tech rescue paramedic. So I did a lot of. I had like search and rescue training. Didn't do a lot of it in person, actual in practice, but like tech rescue training. Actually did a lot of swiftwater stuff, swiftwater rescue, culture. So yeah, a lot of like tech rescues, high angle stuff, confined space, trench, and a lot of swiftwater stuff. Getting out in flooded Houston streets in the middle of Hurricane Harvey, and so yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Did you get to see like any sharks on the highway, anything like that? Because I did see pictures of that.
No sharks on the highway. There is a story of like it kind of in disasters like that at that scale, it kind of becomes like the Wild West, and like yeah, you see people being dropped into helicopters and flown out on helicopters, and there's one guy in our group who like flagged down. He had a patient that he'd pulled out of this housing development, and there was this helicopter flying above, and he literally, no joke, no comms, no nothing, like flagged this helicopter and landed it on the highway. The helicopter landed and loaded him out, like no joke. And so anyway, yeah, there's some fun memories.
So, what was your, how should I put it? What was the one thing about the job that you enjoyed personally, but regular people wouldn't necessarily know or understand because it was so inside baseball, so behind the scenes?
So I actually worked 48 hours on, 96 hours off for most of my career. Once I got married, I went to more to like 24, 48-hour shifts. But I've always been, that's like how my biological clock works, dude. Like, I've always said, if you have to sleep a third of your life, which I think is absolutely ridiculous that we sleep a third of our lives, but if you have to, I would rather stay awake for like 2 whole days and then sleep for a whole day, right? And that's basically what I got to do with is a career. Have horrible sleep habits.
I mean, it's organized at least.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know when I go to bed. I don't know when I wake up. But you had it straight.
Yeah, organized chaos. Let's see if I can get across this thing without falling in and dying to this bat. But yeah, I liked the hours. The hours could be a little crazy. The people could be a little crazy. The bat killed me anyway. I lost you. I don't know where you went to. I'm in the jungle.
Oh, I joined the red team.
In Terraria.
Yeah, I joined the red team, and then I just ran straight to the right into that cave I started.
Okay, cool.
Exploring.
I'll find you.
I'll hang out.
But yeah, I enjoy just like helping people, and like no call was ever the same. Like, you had certain things that were similar, but like you literally never had any idea what to expect. Like, I've been on calls where you have a combative diabetic patient who's locked himself in his house, and you show up when cops are on scene like, yeah, the guy has multiple guns. And so you're like there with the student, telling the student to like hide behind the ambulance, being like, all right, they may start shooting. You really have no idea. I've tackled people. I've, all kinds of things. I've delivered at least 3 kids on my own in an ambulance. So yeah, just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, because after the second or third one, you just stop counting, apparently.
Yeah, no.
At least 3 kids.
No, that's actually, a childbirth is one of those things that like nobody in the medical field wants to do, especially not EMS. But it's actually like one of the only calls you run on, which is technically not an emergency. It's just like a normal thing that happens every day. It's just not super normal in the US for us to have that happen outside of a hospital.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
Yeah. My birthday week. November 8th is both my 2-year anniversary at Gala and my somethingth birthday. I'll let people guess.
Something of first.
My somethingth birthday.
All right, well, we'll let the community guess that one.
Yeah, we'll let them guess. That's actually one of the things within EMS. You get pretty good at guessing people's age, but even more than that, their weight. Like, you just learn to eye somebody and go like, you like, it's not just the size, like it's the density. You get really good at measuring, like estimating their density. So like within 10 pounds. So
within 10 pounds. Okay, let me.
Within 10 pounds.
Come on.
I'm gonna say a slim 180.
I think you're really close. I haven't actually checked in a while, but it's very interesting, these side skills you end up developing when you join an industry. Like, specifically with what you do right now and what I've done at Gala previously with CS and whatnot, it's become progressively easier to interact with people and answer like all kinds of questions, and not necessarily related to what we do and not necessarily related to Gala, and just conversing is a whole lot easier in real life and through Discord and text.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, I'm actually a really quiet person. I'm an introvert.
Yeah, this guy won't stop talking in the meetings. Don't believe him.
Well, if you're passionate about something, you can talk about it a lot, right? And I'm not necessarily the most passionate person about small talk. But I actually used to be painfully shy when I was younger. And the two things that helped get me out of that, I did a lot of theater as a kid, and I would like just come out on stage and it was quiet every other time. And then EMS was kind of like the one that knocked off the final, you know, in my you know, early 20s, where I was like, well, I can talk to anybody. I've seen all kinds of people buck naked and it can find all kinds of crazy things, and you know, you just see what haven't you seen? So, yeah, you grow as a person.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, I mean, I had the feeling you were a theater kid.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you got the theater kid vibe. At least you weren't a band like a band kid.
What does that mean?
You know exactly what it means. You hung out with theater kids
kid
for
vibe.
a while, yeah.
I think I know what you mean. I'm gonna take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
I don't
take it
think that's how
however
you
you
mean
want.
it though.
But generally more outgoing people who can keep up a conversation. Because small talk is difficult. Like, even if you want to keep it going, you just don't know. Okay, something just...
Oh!
No. Okay.
Oh, did it miss you?
Yeah, I'm good.
The tripwire. Let me see. Healing potion. Well, shucks. I'll take that as a compliment too. You're just dishing them out.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about what you do right now? What's the one thing?
Favorite thing. So one of the cool things that I get to do in my position specifically is I don't focus on any one game. I generally focus on big picture stuff, all of, you know, entire community. I am the main person that runs Discord. Like the Discord backend itself, the servers do the server design, and I enjoy that. Again, like I did a lot of that in my spare time. I just enjoyed it. I used to run like Pokemon servers. I was a Pokemon Go fiend, dude. I know you've seen some of my my shiny collection. I got a couple shiny 100% IV. I was big into the poker, the Pokemon Go Pokemon Go PvP. I like went to some in-person tournaments and whatnot. I always liked running like off-meta stuff. But anyway, yeah. So I get to do just about a little bit of everything. Kind of bird's eye view of what's going on at Gala. Obviously, you've got people like Hendrickson who focus on, you know, spider tanks. He's actually been working a little bit more on Eternal Paradox, working with that team. So that's going to be super cool.
Yeah, big shout out to
leaks.
Hendrickson.
Yeah, super shout out to Hendrickson. You've got Doug with like The Walking Dead, which is right around the corner, and I'm super excited for that one. Hold on, let me see if I can drain this water without like. Oh, too late. You've got Vera does Vox. Like, shout out to Ventit, who does like the dude touches Poker Go, Meow Match. He does Last Expedition. He's been really doing leading Legacy, so it just touches a little bit of everything. Multiple games. So yeah, obviously there's a whole team. But I like that I get to kind of take a step back and just help overall communication and move things forward. And the dude
Is up there, but do you have anything else?
Yeah, Terraria is up there. I really like Valheim. Valheim is like one of those that I actually didn't get into Valheim right when it released, but got into it later, and it's just like a vibe, man. Like, if Mirandus was like Valheim with a bigger bestiary, like I want more in the world, right? A little bit less linear progression.
Oh, there's no linear
Valheim's fairly
progression
linear.
whatsoever, man. In Miranda,
just
it
like-
sounds like it's every man for himself.
Yeah, just like head out and do your own thing and figure out the world, which is, I think, is super fun. Valheim has that element, like the first time you hit each biome, but like there's not really a great reason to go back to old biomes once you progress through them, which I think is kind of a shame. So yeah, Valheim. I need some torches. I played the heck out of Travian. So like one of the most foundational games for me as a gamer was Travian. Like a MMO. I guess it's technically RTS. Dude, I played the heck out of it. Like that consumed my life for years. So I was actually a little bit really allowed to play a ton of games when I was a kid. Because I was so obsessive. I would just obsess over anything that I played. And I was never somebody who played a ton of games. I would like obsess over one game for years. And for me, that was Terraria Travian for a long time. And just like guild management and like alliances and coordination, just like I loved it. I was never like, I mean, I was always a defensive, like an anvil, right? They called them anvils. There's the hammers and the anvils. I was always an anvil. Like, I always enjoyed building up a ton of defensive troops and supporting. But yeah, that game was just like really foundational to kind of my gaming experience. And like at that point, I was just like a really shy, quiet kid. But oh gosh, please don't. All right, I'm alive. And it just kind of like, I was like, hey, I'm pretty good at this gaming thing. Like, I'm pretty good at this. Like, I think it's just by virtue of being willing to sit and stare at something for hours and hours and hours and just become an expert at it. Oh, I found a crimson altar.
Awesome. And
yeah, we're not going to get there, but
yeah, and at that age, it's like you figure out that one thing you're good at, and that's your entire life.
Yeah.
Like your personality becomes molded by it, and that's the one thing you're good at is essentially like what you are until you hit a certain age where you get reintroduced to other things, or learn that there is more things and more perspectives, and I totally get it. I think for me, that must have been Warcraft 3, the original release. Just because there was so much to do, there was so much variety, and where I'm from, it was very uncommon to pay for a game. For
really,
yeah, for one reason or another, but generally it's original games, not the pirated ones, would be incredibly expensive. So people were better off just pirating a game and playing it however you could.
Yeah.
And Warcraft 3 in its early days had everything you could ask for from a game, because you could do anything and everything, and all of these big games were born out of it in the end of the day, like Dota. I know there are smaller titles, but Dota is like the biggest one, so that's the one I spent a lot of time on for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it is crazy how they shape a lot of your experiences. And oh gosh, am I gonna die here? I am about to die here. I'm taking damage. I need to breathe air. I need air. Gosh,
nope. No, you don't.
I drowned. I forgot I can't swim upward very well.
Yeah, you can't skate. You can't skate uphill either.
Gosh, dang it.
Okay, I think we have enough to make something now. I hope. From Gala Games.
Dude, you can't really not like Mirandus.
Or do you think Tweety is slowly taking over?
I'm just excited for Tweety, right? Like, I'll take the game that I can play now over the game that I can play a little later, kind of thing. I guess it's short-sighted in that sense. But no, I'm super excited for Mirandus. I got a lot of stuff in Mirandus. Gonna rock my Dark Sun. Got an outpost. There's a story there with Jolrik. But and occasionally he reminds me how I got that outpost from him for a wicked good deal out of, because he was just a nice person.
Just bully them.
Yeah. You've got a freaking shark?
Yeah, I got it from the sea chest.
Oh man. A sea chest? When did you make it to the sea?
I never did. They're just in puddles now. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm a noob at this game. I guess I didn't realize that until I started playing with you again. But no, I just think The Walking Dead is like really gonna be fun, and I think it was like the first time that the community really came out like in force. We've seen the Brazilian community grow, a ton. Yeah, I'm just excited for it. I think it's a fun game. I actually hadn't seen the show.
No.
Until I have now. Okay, just gotta defend myself. I have now, but I hadn't seen the show until we got the IP, and Ember came on board, and I joined them as their before Doug Sunny was hired, joined them as their kind of stand-in community manager, and I was like, well, I guess I gotta watch the show if I know what I talk, and it's super good.
The show is really good. It was really difficult to watch it when it was coming out because they wouldn't release entire seasons at the time. But now that everything's out, I sat through and just watched all of it with my wife, and it's just good.
Yeah.
Except that they killed Glenn. I'm still upset about that.
I think I don't know if there's certain things that have that reach the point where it becomes like futile to you and say like spoiler alert. Maybe that's one of those things, but every time somebody says that, I'm still like, oh, spoiler alert, like my feel like I'm doing somebody dirty. But I guess if you haven't seen it at this point,
oh, surprise. But I mean, genuinely, it's still worth to watch it, A, and B, like the entire world knew who was gonna die at the season end just because they advertised it.
Did they? So here's the thing. Here's my secret. I almost never
is totally overrated, and it doesn't live up to hype, and people for one reason or another just like it.
I'm gonna say something that's a little bit, maybe controversial. I don't love match 3 games. I don't like idle clicker games. I don't love match 3 games. Like, oh, this bat's gonna kill me. Yeah, this bat killed me. The bat was a fan of match 3 games. Here, come get your 8 gold.
Yeah, thank you for keeping.
Yeah. So actually, I enjoy Dragon Strike. I do enjoy because there's more to do, right? There's different game modes, but like just simple Candy Crush, like simple match 3 games. Not really a huge fan.
I mean, I get it.
I say I don't like clickers, but like Cookie Clicker, I had Cookie Clicker running on my PC for like 3 weeks solid, just like with an auto clicker running off in the background all night long. I'd wake up, hit a dopamine, be like, look at all my cookies. I prestige like 4 or 5 times before the shine wore off, and I moved on.
I mean, they do get pretty old, but they're also like the new ones because apparently I love clicker games. They have all these gimmicks stretched over top, and it's kind of nice. Like instead of it being cookies, you collect like gold or resources. Instead of just clicking to make things, you click to like progress through dungeons and stuff. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. When they said there's going to be an idle Vox game, deep down I was hoping it's going to be a clicker game, but it's a text-based adventure.
I can make a lead. I think this is all trash, so maybe I shouldn't even bother. A lead helmet, summoner builds. I really like my summoner. I just like to be able to spawn like, and I never optimize my summons. It's just like a little bit of everything. It's like I've got the tiger, I've got a single Stardust dragon, I've got like 1 raven, I've got like 1 pygmy, like just like an assortment of things running around being crazy.
Oh, it's a callback to your Pokemon days. Here's a grappling hook.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sweet. Heck yeah. My days of slumming it are over. Yeah. I guess it's a little like Pokemon, huh?
Yeah.
How do I grapple?
E. Yep.
I must have. I think a keybind.
But you were persistent, and we got the power of friendship.
Yeah, forget that. I'm running.
Oh my god.
Power of friendship, my rear.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have any
I've
bond?
died enough. It's all right. I guess. Probably Valheim's the closest thing to it. I eat when I'm stressed. I don't game when I'm stressed. Dude, I can put away the food too. Like, so I'll be like, I often skip breakfast. I'll eat lunch. Eat dinner at like 5, 6. By 9, ready for second dinner. By 3 a.m., I'm hungry again. Like,
We've had the first breakfast, but what about the second breakfast?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think he knows about.
but not like really chunky.
Do you make your own salsa?
I have, not recently, but I have, yeah.
Do you have a recipe
I'm
you would
about
like
to
to
die
share
again.
with the community?
Recipe. No, it's not like a hard recipe. So I actually, gosh, I hate the crimson.
Oh, you need to escort you.
So I used to. Well, when you put it that way, it's just like embarrassing. It's humiliating. No, I like. My recipe is whatever hits me in the moment. I'm just like, it's an art. Just throw it all in the blender, blend it. Sometimes it's stewed. Like sometimes the tomatoes are cooked. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes there's onions. No. Always onions. Always garlic. Always tomatoes. Usually jalapenos. Always cilantro.
Oh, you like cilantro?
Oh, dude, I love cilantro.
I also love
Yeah.
cilantro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, apparently there's a. I always thought that people don't like cilantro babies because like
Until-
picky eaters. Because I've had
Yeah.
cilantro my entire life. But apparently there is a like a rare recessive gene that makes cilantro taste like soap.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Yep.
I don't know how much truth there is to it, but it must not be that rare because I know a lot of people that don't like cilantro.
See, I still have a leg to stand on. They're still babies.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, where'd you go? I don't know if you're. It looks like down to the right.
I'm gonna ask you, what's your proudest gaming moment?
My proudest gaming moment. Ah, man. Oh crap! There's a spider. Yeah, run.
Surrounded.
Not that one. Not that one. I don't know. Like that's kind of a hard question. I don't really have a proudest gaming moment. Like, okay, here's one. I guess that. So I was probably like 14 years old. Probably like 14 years old. I was playing Travian with my brother, and it was like one of the first servers that I ever really played in. So it was kind of new. And one of the key things that I had not yet learned was like not to mess with people bigger than you. They could just absolutely smash you. So I had attacked this guy and like raided him, and he was just he was a big guy in our area. We were kind of off in one corner of the world, where people weren't super aggressive, and so he just had a ton of resources and not a lot of troops because he had gotten complacent. So me as this little twerp, like a tenth of his size, actually did a lot of damage and took a lot of resources, and it him off, dude. He was like, he sent me an angry message. He's like, I'm going to you up, like, and I'm like, I'm just a kid. So he actually like decimated my brother. He decimated my brother, who was closer, like the closest guy in my alliance that he could attack. Totally wiped him out, and so we went into full like damage recovery mode. And we were like, we're so sorry, we didn't know. This is our first world. Like, it was true, right? We didn't know not to mess with this guy. So we made friends with him, and then like he just kind of like became a friend for the rest of the server. And then at the very end of the world, like the final 24 hours. We're this little rinky-dink guild of probably 20 people, and we coordinated. We're like, all right, guys, we're all going to just build the biggest attack, like muster the biggest attack you can, and we're all going to just wipe this guy off the map. like the final day, right after we had made peace with him, and he never saw it coming. We smashed him, and he was like, "Okay, mad respect." Like, so we ended up being friends with him, like the multiple servers, and it was fun. So it's kind of a, I don't know, it was a fun, like a memorable. I don't know, if it's necessarily the proudest moment, but it was fun.
Oh, it's nice. It's memorable. I was gonna ask
Yeah.
if you're still in touch with him.
No, no. Same with Slabby. Slabby, if you're out there, miss you, bro. I've leveled up, so come at me. No longer that 14-year-old kid you bullied. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, I'm trying to not to die this time. I don't have any.
A bonus to like playing in your local areas, you would find some place on the map that you actually live.
I'm sorry. Hold on. My dog was sleeping next to the fan, and then the fan turned and touched his tail, and that just scared the life out of him.
Poor dog. What is he?
Oh, he's a solo.
What breed is your dog?
Solo, the Mexican hairless, but he has a short coat.
Okay,
Come, buddy, come.
not familiar with the breed.
There. Wait. Come on. You want to be famous? Oh. Can you see him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen. That's the dog that. Oh man, should I say this? Your skating accident.
Oh yeah, yeah. The skating.
I saw him in that video.
Yeah, okay, he doesn't want to be here with the light and everything. When I lived in Florida, I used to longboard a lot, and I would take him with me, and he just likes to run. So I would just take him with me, put on the harness, and he would run in front of me and pull me, and it would get really fast. Like, I'm not even lying when I'm saying that it was like probably around 15-20 miles an hour on a longboard on like a straight road, not even downhill. And I would do that often, and it works really well. And the dog learned how to maneuver and everything. And then this one day, we're on a narrow path, and then he saw something, or like he got scared of running into a tree, so he crossed right in front of me. And then because I didn't want to run over him, I pressed on the front side of the longboard to brake, and then I just flew out. I think I traveled without the longboard for 8 feet or something like that. There were scabs everywhere, everything hurt, and the funniest thing is I get up and like I dust myself off, and I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. And then I come home and I tell my wife, and I laugh about it, and she looks at me like I'm crazy. And then I sit down, I work for a bit, and then I get up and I'm like, why does everything hurt so bad? And like for the rest of the week, I would keep finding new scabs and scratches all over my body. In the end of the week, I figured out. I didn't figure out. I saw that the sneaker I had on ended up like ripping. It was an experience. I did have a good time with it, but it took me a bit to recover. I haven't done that since, though.
Yeah, I saw the video. It was intense. It's a pretty good fall.
Oh, it was fun. When it gets warmer here in the Midwest, I'll go longboarding again. Really want to thank Paul for helping me out with the setup and being very supportive. And I don't know if you like your name being called, if you like being doxxed, but I'm just gonna call you the Dread Pirate because that's what you're in Discord. Big thanks to you as well, because setting up like the interview, like a casual interview type thing, was definitely a first experience for me. But the biggest reason why I wanted to start this series is because there are so many people that we work with, and there's so much work that we do consistently every day. We tend to forget what what these people have done previously, their experiences. Like just recently, I was interacting with someone, and I learned that they did. I don't want to say too much because I know people don't like getting doxxed, so I'm just not gonna share more information than they should. But they did a lot of work for the Fallout universe, for like all of the Fallout games, and the Fallout franchise is one of my favorite for sure. And these things always come out of the left field, and it's just incredible. The people we work with are just truly, truly incredible. The amount of talent in the company.
Yeah, there's a ton of very talented people.
But yeah,
There are a ton.
Yeah.
There is a ton.
yeah. Thank you for like segueing pizza delivery, and I lasted literally for like I want to say 3 hours into the shift.
Okay.
And that was my first job ever. Like the shop owner knew that and everything. He was I can't remember exactly, but he was fairly nice. He was like, I want to say he was tolerating my shenanigans because he knew I was there for the first time, and I was just generally trying to be useful. And then like I folded a bunch of boxes, stacked them all up, did whatever they asked me, and then I went out on the first deliveries. The first couple went fairly well. I knew the area. I just needed to drive, which was fairly easy. And then I get to this apartment building, and the guy was on the 7th floor. I vividly remember that. I knock on the door, and he goes. I tell him the total, and he goes, "Okay, here is this much." And he goes, "Keep $2 and give me the change." And I looked at him. I just picked up something godly. Yeah, I looked at him, and without a back thought, I go, "I don't have money for change," and he just exploded. Like he started yelling at me and swearing, and I got upset, but not like. I was upset with what he did because I didn't deserve that. And then he tells me, go downstairs to the valet and don't come back without change. So I did that. I got the change from the valet. And then I knocked on his door, and when he opened it, I dropped the cash, like his change. I just threw it on the ground. And he got so pissed. I think the guy was in his 50s or 60s. He chased me down the hallway, and because I didn't want to do anything to him, I started knocking on doors. Man, Florida is wild, dude. Florida is incredibly wild.
Okay. You should have started with that.
Yeah, I should have started with
makes
that. It does make a lot more sense. I just ran down the hallway. I was knocking on all the doors. Nobody came out, but I ran out onto the fire escape. And he just stopped chasing me at that point. And then I returned to the shop, and the guy probably already cold, and I was just let go on the spot. And I was like, it was deserved, but I didn't deserve to be treated like that. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Fast forward like 3 years, and fast forward 3 years, I ordered pizza from the same spot, and another delivery guy brings up the hardest thing you had to do at work that you didn't like. And I mean, throughout, I just talked about delivering pizza when I was like 15, 16. You ever get in a fight with an old man over like $3?
Dude, I've been in so many fights with old men for so many things. This thing is about to kill me. Hold on. I made it. My Crimson Revolver saved me. I've been in so many fights with so many old men that just, yeah. I'm a patient person. I'm a very patient person. Part of that's my nature, and part of that is just being tried by fire over a long time. Sorry, what was the question?
Did you have any like similar moments? Something really difficult, hard you had to do at work? Something you didn't particularly enjoy that stood out?
Hold on, I'm like digging into the recesses of my suppressed trauma. Let me see. Anything? Kind of all blurs together in a weird way. Like trying to think of like specific instances. Okay. Oh, here's one example. There was this one patient that I remember, and I obviously can't give any private information, right? So, but she was just she was notoriously difficult. She would, I think in 1 year she called 911 over 120 times. So she averaged, I kid you not, she averaged calling 911 once every few days. No joke. And it was always something different. Sometimes it would be stroke-like symptoms. Sometimes it would be cardiac. Sometimes it'd be respiratory. Like, you never had any idea. You just always knew, excuse my French, it was going to be right. You knew it was just going to be a load of garbage. And the frustrating thing is, you know, certain times, you know, you're not busy and just like it's an inconvenience. Other times, like, there's other people who need 911 and you are not there because you're on you're a different call. Like, you can only be in so many places at so many times, right? So anyway, there was one day where she called and she always like accused us. But like, for example, before we left her house, she wanted us all to turn away and like cover our eyes while she locked the door and like pressed this key code, thinking that we were going to come back like while she was at the hospital and break into her house or something. I'm like, lady, I was just in your house. If I wanted to steal something from your house, I would have stolen something from your house, right? Like, anyway, it was kind of sad. But there was one day where she comes out to the ambulance and she's carrying like a Tupperware full of jewelry, just totally full of jewelry. And I'm saying like 50, 60 pieces of jewelry, earrings, necklaces, rings, whatever. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, okay, I just kind of chalked it up to like, okay, she's being a little bit of a hypochondriac, thinking somebody's going to steal it. It's fine. And then she gets in, she won't tell us what's wrong with her, and she starts to fall asleep. And like, I'm just doing my normal thing, checking her vitals. And then like this Tupperware of jewelry. Oh, there's you. This Tupperware of jewelry falls off her lap. She wouldn't set it down. Falls off her lap onto the floor and goes all over the ambulance, dude. Everywhere. And I'm like, and suddenly I realized, I'm like, I get it. And so I just told her, I'm like, Miss So-and-so, I'm like, you know, I really don't want to damage anything. I don't want to, you know, hurt, you know, I know you're super, super particular with your belongings. So like, you know, I'm going to need you to pick it up when we get there. And she didn't push back. But like, so we get her out of the hospital, get her off the stretcher, pull the stretcher out, and I'm like, all right, there's the earring, oh, there's the ring, there's the this and that. So she's picking it up, and I wouldn't touch any of it. Like, I kept my hands up, visible the whole time. I knew she was going to try to accuse me of stealing something, and I was like, I'm not giving you this, lady, right? So no fight. It was just like remain professional, but I knew exactly what she was trying to do. Like, anyway, it was always something. It was always something crazy, but yeah. I guess that's
pretty good.
I guess an interesting story. I don't know if that exactly meets your ask. Did you already follow this minecart trail? Did you already follow this?
Yeah, it ends into nothingness.
Oh, okay. He'd get angry at you, and you're like, "You called me," and he'd be like, "Why are you in my house? You never help me." All this. I'd be like, Mr. So-and-so, you called us. If you don't want help, you don't have to call us. You know, I'm like, but if you call us, we have to help you. Like, we can't just, you know, leave you here and not check on. But he'd want to call, and then he'd just get upset over anything. I think a lot of these people are just lonely, you know. And like, that is another thing that I kind of take from you know, my job, is just like, there's people who have like long stories, like they've been through a lot. Like, yeah, maybe the guy that you're running on is not the nicest person, but he's a bilateral, you know, amputee below the knee. He can't move. He's probably been that way for the last 20 years. He's probably super cranky, you know, super upset, frustrated at the world. And, oh gosh, I'm going to die. Maybe not. I died.
Yeah, that same guy killed me.
Yeah, the javelin. But, you know, just try to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? And be like, you know, everybody has bad days. Some people have bad weeks. Some people have bad years. You know, don't let it affect you. It's probably not about you personally. They probably do that with everybody they encounter. So, try to be nice to them. Try to be the one person who didn't like blow up at them again. You know, it's kind of not to be preachy, not to be preachy. Life lessons with Terraria experts. Nothing sinister.
Is anybody keeping count? Ah, man, I wish Paul was here. He could keep count.
How many times we've died?
Yeah.
Hold on, I can teleport to you, can't I?
Oh, you need a wormhole potion.
No, I don't have recall potions.
Do you have any final thoughts? Anything you want to tell to the community?
When does this go live? I'll see y'all in Tweety. I think I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a ton of fun. I think I'm better in Tweety than I am at Master Mode Terraria. I'm not usually this bad at Terraria, but clearly I'm not a master. But no, yeah, it's fun. Thanks, Mark, for setting it up. We've played a bit of Terraria before, and it's always fun. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah, good game.
Okay, here, let me stand right here so I can concentrate a bit. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming on here. This is the pilot episode. Big thank you for your support and just bearing with me because we did have some technical difficulties and we were working a couple of things out. And there will be more of these for sure. We do plan on playing different games. We picked Terraria this time around because we're both familiar and it's a pretty big title. I'm looking forward to trying out other games with other team members. I do have someone special lined up for the next episode. I'm not gonna tell you who that is exactly, but I don't think a lot of you know that person, and I think it's gonna be a good episode. No offense to you, Dylan. This one's a good episode.
I'm cliche at this point. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows me. But no, it's actually I don't think most people see my face. I tend to again, I have not the best internet, so I tend to be lurk and stay in the Discord. But no, it was fun showing up and playing games. So thanks again, Mark.
Yeah, it's a good experience. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Hey everybody, and we are back. Now, normally I would go ahead and take questions from Discord and take questions from YouTube and take questions from all the places. But because this is pre-recorded and a lot of you guys are probably hanging out with your families having Thanksgiving or just sitting around being thankful that you don't have to sit around with your families having Thanksgiving or, you know, any number of things, or just hanging out in Gala Gold wanting to chat, which we're still probably doing at this moment. So again, like and subscribe, and then also make sure that you go and join us in galagames.chat and take part in the conversation. But what we're going to do is about a week and a half ago, I put this document out where I invited the community to come in and post questions that they would like answered in video format for YouTube shorts and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through some of these questions today because they are questions that a lot of people have. And then Jehoon, who's hanging out in the background right now, and you're going to be talking to him in a minute, and he's got a really cool leak for you guys, will be... Oh, there he was. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but he's there. He's there. We got a bunch of people hanging out in the background listening to all of this. Okay, so there's more. Levi, what are you doing, Levi? Come on, let's get it together. Figure it out.
Sorry, he said sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just answer a bunch of these questions, and then you're probably going to see some of this in YouTube short form content. So let's go ahead and run through. So the very first question, which I am super, super happy to see submitted, is a question from Le Faust. Is GALACHAIN an L1 or an L2? GALACHAIN is an L1. Now, let me explain exactly what that means. An L1 is the base layer chain upon which everything else is built. Ethereum is an L1. Bitcoin is an L1. These are all chains upon which other things can be built, but are not built on top of anything else. An L2, okay, is where you have something like Matic or Polygon. where it's built on top of Ethereum. And what you have is you have various forms of bundling and roll-ups and things like that, where you have a bunch of transactions that take place on Matic, and then they essentially use Ethereum almost as a timing chain, that all of those transactions get bundled up into a single transaction and placed onto Ethereum with a reference point back to Polygon or whatever the L2 happens to be. This is a very important thing because with an L1, you can engineer the L1 to do exactly what you need for that specific purpose. L2s, you are, in a certain sense, constrained by your ability to be flexible by what that L1 that you're based upon is designed for. In the case of a lot of L2s, what you have is L2s based on Ethereum oftentimes use Ethereum Virtual Machine or EVM. And so you're limited to using things like Solidity and building sort of in the Ethereum way, which is fine for certain purposes and not fine for others. But GalaChain is an L1, and we're very proud of that. And we were very happy to have completed just a couple days ago the very first hackathon for GalaChain. And next week, we're going to have some cool interviews with the winners of that hackathon and a few of the GalaChain team to talk a little bit about that. So make sure you tune in for Ahead of the Game next week. And that is going to be on the 30th. Yes, 30th. November 30th for Ahead of the Game. We're going to do another tech focus segment. So make sure that you mark your calendar for that. Okay. And this is submitted by nobody. They did not put their name in here. Are Gala Film and Music sucking too many resources from Gala Games? So really important distinction here. For starters, Gala Film and Gala Music, for the most part, have their own teams. There are very few resources that are shared between these teams. That said, there have been a lot of developments and technical innovations that have come out of both film and music that are used by the organization as a whole. So it's not like they're taking resources away as much as they are building in parallel and innovating on their own, but sharing the best of those innovations. So a lot of people have said things about, how they feel that Gala should only focus on games, how Gala should only, be sticking to this game only vision. But the reality is there's so much more out there, guys, and the world is so much bigger than just games. And with GalaChain, we're pushing ourselves and pushing the entire community in a direction of making GalaChain relevant, not just to gaming, not just to entertainment like film and music, but relevant to industry, to push and grow GalaChain into every conceivable place. Because what we would like to see is GalaChain becoming one of the dominant blockchains out there for people to build on. And we believe that this can be done. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Can we create our own tokens on GalaChain? This is from Ispira. Eventually, yes, you will be able to create your own tokens on GalaChain. You will be able to build on GalaChain in a primarily permissionless fashion. Right now, it is a curated ecosystem, but in the long run, we would like to see this become something that is much more permissionless. One of the cool things about GalaChain, and this is something that was discovered by some members of the hackathon, is that we've done a lot of this work for you. So it's very easy for you to come in and deploy some of these things in a way that does not require you to, have to write your own Solidity contracts from scratch and things like that. A lot of this is done so that it is almost turnkey to allow you to create a token, to create an asset channel, and we have all of the tools available for that. And there will be more being built as we go forward. So eventually, yes, that will be a thing. Okay. Another question from Ispira. How many transactions per second or minute on GalaChain? Now, asking a question like how many transactions per second isn't really a very good question. It's used as a vanity metric by a lot of projects out there, but that's really all that it is a vanity metric. It's kind of like asking, well, how big can you make a building? How big can you make a building? The answer to that is, well, it depends on how many resources you want to throw at it. The transactions per second on GalaChain is technically unlimited based on the amount of resources that are allocated to this entire process. So when we put on the GALACHAIN.com website, which you should definitely check out, that little infinity symbol, we mean it. Now, that also doesn't mean that, well, let me step back a little bit. One of the things about the transactions per second is in many cases, okay, the number of transactions per second, that number that's used by a lot of other projects out there is essentially just how many zeros can they write? How many empty transactions can they dump into a ledger at any given time? And, you know, obviously, yes, if you're writing zeros, that number of transactions can be extremely high. Now, one of the cool things about GalaChain is because of the way that the chain code is set up and because of what we've built for this, you can have very complex business logic happening on GalaChain that you cannot do in Solidity pretty much at all, or if you do, it has to require many different transactions to be able to execute. This is something that we're very, very proud of with GalaChain, and something that I think people are really going to like discovering as they go forward and build. There's a lot of tools and a lot of cool stuff that you can do that you can't do anywhere else. Okay, why was GalaChain created instead of using another L2 or creating an L2 on top of Ethereum? Simply put, because Ethereum just doesn't do what we need and nobody actually wants to build on it. Solidity is a very, very pain in the ass language for a Web 2 developer to begin to use, and there's a lot of bits of that that are quite counterintuitive. We wanted something that a Web 2 developer could come in, sit down, start plugging into, and you don't have to be a Web 3 Solidity dev to be able to do anything. Ethereum is fantastic for some of the things that Ethereum does, and really, really bad for a lot of other applications that are, you know, coming in from the Web 2 world. So that's why. Let's see here. Why not buy a famous game with all of the Gala that was burned instead of burning? Because that's not how that works. You can't just turn around and go buy a famous game in most cases. And even if you did, what would have to happen is whoever you buy that game from is going to turn around and take that Gala and immediately sell that Gala into the market, because you've just handed it to them and there's no restrictions to prevent them from doing that. So that's why, because if we were to do something like that, well, yes, maybe there would be a famous game. It would also be profoundly bad for the ecosystem as a whole, and we don't want that. Another big part of that is that over the long run, what we want to see is we want to see the founders nodes continue to operate and to continue to have, you know, a lot of runway in front of them for that, where they can continue operation. And so that burn is a critical thing for the long-term support of the ecosystem. Okay, and how is Gala how connected is Gala with Protocol Labs? This is from Great G. I believe that's Great Gala, but I don't actually know that. Gala is connected with Protocol Labs in that we have quite a few channels with them. We do talk to them. We do work with them on a variety of things. Not really in an official capacity or anything like that, but given that the Gala Founders Node community represents 85% roughly of the DHT routing for IPFS, Protocol Labs definitely is a close contact for us, and they want to make sure that we stay close and that we work together on things. Okay. What do we got? What are the benefits for an existing Web3 project to migrate to GalaChain? This is from Great G. So there's a few different things that can be done if you were to come to GalaChain. The first is that we do have some basic white label, out-of-the-box tools that can be used that you can't really gain anywhere else. So if you're interested in spinning up your own node ecosystem, that's a thing that you can do with us and that we have pretty much ready for you to do, and that can be very, very helpful. So the other thing is that it gets you away from Ethereum and it gets you away from the Ethereum gas fees, and you can build a essentially feeless, tight infrastructure for your community and your Web3 project or your existing game. So yeah, we welcome everybody with open arms as we open this up more and more. Then, you know, through additional hackathons and through bringing more and more people in, I think that people are going to come in and see some of the benefits of what we've got going on. Okay, let's see. I think that's what I think that's what I'm going to cover for now. But what I'd like to do is, oh wait, no, I see one more. Why has the purpose of nodes changed so much? How do we know they won't change again? This is from Faz. I don't know that the purpose of nodes has changed. I think that the purpose that we've talked about with nodes has always been to support the entire ecosystem. Now, what has changed is the fact that originally part of the idea was to use the founders nodes themselves to run the games on. The problem is that it became pretty clear that by itself wasn't going to be something that was feasible, because the more and more games that you have brought into the ecosystem, the harder it is to basically enforce the fact that everybody needs to run those. So, for example, we had Last Expedition nodes, right? If we could force people to run Last Expedition workloads on their founders node across the entire ecosystem. But then it gets to the point where you start to realize, well, this isn't actually going to work. You can't have every single game that comes into the ecosystem operating on top of just the founders nodes. And what's more than that, you can't have people coming from outside the ecosystem to build within the ecosystem and allow them to force founders nodes to do things in order to receive an allocation. There needs to be a secondary network of nodes that can be spun up for each individual project as they come to the ecosystem. Now, I am totally good with running some things across the founders nodes. They're going to be used very shortly for chain validation and specifically around bridging, but it can't be for everything. So I don't think that anything has really changed in the long run regarding that. I think that the definition of the nodes has grown to a certain extent, and the importance of them have grown. While some of the smaller use cases have been sidelined a little bit, but I don't think anything's really changed in a major way. Okay, guys. So with that, one of the things that we've been wanting to do here for this year is, something that I do with my family at every Thanksgiving, is talk about the stuff that we're thankful for and the things that have made the year remarkable. So with that, I've got a group of people who are going to be joining me on screen, and hopefully Good Paul can push some buttons and everyone else is going to show up. Oh. There we go. Now we have everybody else there.
Hello.
What's up, everybody?
Good,
And
guys.
so we have the wonderful Anita, who is using a brand new shiny camera, I think, and has a better microphone. We have the chair bandit, the bandit of chairs.
Hello,
Look
everybody.
down. Let me see if I can look at each. We have Jehoon.
What's
we
up?
have Nephilim Haas over there. Dylan.
Howdy, howdy. Again, you just saw me.
And then Anita. There. Now I've looked at everybody. So,
Excellent.
how you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. I mean, yeah.
I'm great. Right now I'm probably stuffing my face with a lot of pie. I'm not really a cake person, so I actually eat pie for my birthday, and so I guarantee
Oh,
I'm
you're a
shoveling
birthday
in
pie
my face.
person.
Nice.
Okay.
Ah,
See, I'm up here in Canada, and in
You say
Canada we
Canadian?
had.
Canada.
I say Canada. Yes, I do
The
say
scientific
Canada,
term, yeah.
Jehoon.
What is
It's
Canada?
America's hat. Obviously. What kind of
You're
question
talking
is that?
They're talking about Canada for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, no,
My
well,
bad.
no.
Keep going. Keep going.
the scientific
with
term
this
for
guy.
Canada. Canada.
It's a Canada.
Canadian.
And up in Canada, the Canadian Thanksgiving is like a month ago. And so I actually forgot that this week was the real Thanksgiving in America. And please know, everybody, I'm saying this in an entirely facetious manner, except slightly not. But anyway, you know what I mean. And so I had forgotten that it was actually going to be Thanksgiving today. So I was all excited to do this live. And then I discovered that that's not actually going to be a thing for this week. So yeah, let's kick it around, guys. What do we got going on?
Well, you
What are
should
we
start it
thankful
off,
for this
Jason.
year?
What are you thankful for, Jason? You should start it off, man.
I'm thankful for a lot of things. Like I think that this year has been absolutely phenomenal. There have been some obvious down moments in the year, but or honestly, in this entire bear market has been pretty rough. But through all of that, we have continued to build. The community has been here with us along through this entire journey, and we have pushed and pushed and pushed. And the amount of development and growth that we have seen over the last few years is absolutely mind-blowing to me.
It's insane.
True.
Yeah, I mean, most of us have been around for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the Crane Bot original? Like, putting all the parts together and all the ETH fees.
Oh my God!
Looking forward to not ever having to deal with that again, and just having it all in GalaChain and being able to do crypto crafting. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Hey.
I'm looking forward to that too, and that's still going to be a thing.
I am looking forward to finally. I just told somebody the other day, I'm like, I'm getting the 2021 vibes, like everybody coming in and just like super excited to build, to get the community unleashed on GalaChain. Like, go build cool crap. I think it's so cool. There's a lot of talent in the community.
So Gala related, GalaChain. I mean, I'm very, very thankful for that. Just how much that has progressed, where it's currently at. Because we all, I mean, most of us remember like when that was just a thought, like no work had started on it yet.
I'm thinking back to some of the things in the very early days. Like, do you remember when every day there would be a mint that we would do every single day to the entire network? And then when we had to pause that because it was going to be something like $70,000 a day to mint people their distribution. And
maybe
and
even going back further than that, when distribution happened once a week, and if you didn't have your node on, then you missed it.
That's true.
It was like you accumulated points, but then it had to be online at the exact time that it was distributed. Otherwise, you missed it.
Oh my God! Or when there was just Townstar. That was it. There was only Townstar, and now we've got a bunch of different. It was Gala Game. Now we have a bunch of different games that people can play. Have you
guys actually done the GalaChain allowance stuff?
Yes,
but like as opposed to like treasure chest to ETH, the GalaChain allowance to GalaChain, instant.
Yeah, super fast, instant, very, very nice. It makes me very happy to know that I will not be held prisoner by ETH and its painful freaking slowness next time I want to go purchase something, which again I'm going to do momentarily with this Champions Arena stuff, because I got to get me some of those gems
for sure. Feel that, man.
Gift for Jay-Hoon that I think he'll like.
Oh, you got a gift for me, man?
You got a gift for Jay-Hoon?
That's so nice.
The stream.
I appreciate. Oh, Levi getting some color in his face. Okay.
Oh,
that's the gift. Because I've been talking crap on Levi's grayscale. Honestly.
Hey, why are you being mean to Levi and his grayscale?
I know, right?
I thought it was a bit old fashioned.
just for today.
Well, no, but look at Levi. Levi, if I had to pick a person that looks old fashioned on this, if you took Levi's headset off, okay, and you put a slightly different shirt on him, he could seriously, like, well, I don't know that helps.
Maybe
no, but like he looks like he could fit directly into the 1860s. like absolutely leading a wagon train somewhere.
I have an idea. I'm going to throw this out here. Can we do I'll do a silent film for Gala Film.
Oh, okay.
We can have that cool piano.
I'll do all my own stunts. It'll be great.
Let's do it. We'll do a Gala Film silent film. It'll be great.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
But talking about what we're thankful for, Anita. What are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? Well, I have to admit, I'm actually really thankful for all the playtests that we had going on. Like, to get a chance to play before anything is actually released and get a chance to be part of fixing any issues with it, I think that's pretty exciting. Like, it's pretty awesome. Other than that, like, I'm super thankful for our community. Like, I got a chance to meet a lot of them, and you guys are pretty freaking awesome. Like,
yes,
for sure.
What I can't expect more from you guys. You guys are amazing.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, that's probably been the greatest part for Gala just kind of working at Gala for me too is, the community is awesome. I love playing streams with you guys. I love how you guys ping me in for shorts. It's just the funniest thing. So I'm definitely with you, Anita, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Community is awesome. But yeah, what about you, Chair Bandit? What you thankful for, man?
I already went, sir.
No, you didn't. You just one thing.
Yeah, I said I'm thankful for GALACHAIN and how far it's come and how far it's where it's come from, all that.
It's also thankful for chairs.
Chairs, food, family, friends, video games. I mean, to be able to work at a place where you play video games, like that's a part of your job, it's amazing. Like, if
wait, you get to play video games? What?
Yeah.
Is that what you do, man?
Okay, hold on.
What?
We need to rework my job description, I think.
I don't get to play video games. I never get to play video games. I'm super jealous. I want to play video games.
Just going back to that. So my mom, I grew up playing video games. She was, great mom. She trying to figure out how to install things in DOS and all that shit, just so I could play Doom when I was like 7. And she's like, "What the hell is this?"
I don't. That's pretty impressive for starters, because
right?
when I tried to play Doom when I was about that age, I seem to recall my father having an absolute freaking fit that I was doing something that had a demon in it, and I think he was going to try to exorcise me. It was not good. But did your mom do the why are you playing games? You're never going to do anything with games, right?
Yes.
Games
and
are never
I love
going to be
my
a
mother
job.
to death. She was an amazing mother. She raised me right, but being able to throw that back at her is so satisfying. Just like you said that I would never be able to. This is not a job. I'm just screwing around. Look at me now, Mom.
You're like, ha. No, I
love you, but this is what I'm doing.
I had a similar conversation with my mother about how we just lost Anita. About how AI would never be a real thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's also a conversation about how if AI was going to be a thing, that it would probably be Terminator. So jury is still out on that one. Give it a few months.
I read a theory somewhere that it wouldn't make sense for AI to go the Skynet route.
Well,
it just doesn't make sense for it to do that.
But it does.
Kind of.
I'm with Jason. I think
it does. It like Skynet. Skynet, if I remember correctly, the basic premise behind Skynet is that Skynet was supposed to go everywhere and do everything to prevent to basically oversee everything and prevent itself. Oh, there we go, 4 up now. Basically make it so that there would be no attacks, right? And then when people realized Skynet was everywhere, they attempted to remove Skynet, and Skynet attempted then to remove the people that were trying to remove Skynet, which was unfortunately the people.
That was our screw up. We shouldn't have removed it.
Oh, I'm just all I'm going to say is anytime I ask ChatGPT something, I ask please, and I say thank you.
Oh, of course,
absolutely. That is just being polite.
Yeah, I'm not superstitious, but I'm not going to walk under ladders. I'm not going to try to break mirrors on purpose or step on cracks. Same thing. I'm very cordial with AI.
One must be. What is the oh crap, the thing where you aren't supposed to, where you essentially embrace the eventual AI overlord, and you don't publicly make statements about what is that thing called?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's a razor. It's
not Hamlin. No, it's not.
No. It's
ask AI.
Oh,
that razor about you. And how we're not AI.
What is it? Rocco's Basilisk. That's what it is. Sorry, I had to Google that. Rocco's Basilisk. So yes, I welcome our AI overlords. It's gonna be great.
Back on the topic of things we're thankful for.
Are you thankful for AI?
I'm thankful for AI.
No,
I'm thankful.
Oh, that
No,
was great. That was
seriously.
very nicely in unison. Well done.
Yeah,
no,
what are you
actually,
thankful for, Dylan?
Yeah, so before y'all steal my thunder talking about the community, I actually have a list to run through. And this list was also partially supplied by other community managers, so credit where it's due. So here we go. Shout out to Just Jamie. They've been a longtime community member. Used to be absolute killer mod with Townstar. Took a little bit of a break and they're back for her legacy. So thank you, Jamie. You're awesome. Absolute.eth. Constant suggestions in the Poker Go Play channel. NFT Chuck, Loose Cipher. Have been rock stars with Tweety. I've enjoyed playing with you guys. Your giveaways are awesome. Also a special shout out to Muant, I think from Psychic Nerds Alliance. Thank you for the use of your epic arsenal. It's been fantastic. I appreciate it. DJ NorCal, overall fantastic. A lot of feedback, always very positive in the chats. Aspira for also always being awesome. Obviously, a couple of AMA questions from Aspira. The Minecraft thing was a total blast, and I'm looking forward to finishing that. I want to shout out builders in the community like Gingerbread Man, people like Rostakip, who are, again, the reason I'm excited for GalaChain, because let's get GalaChain in the hands of people like you.
So Gingerbread Man had a really great quote about the hackathon. Gingerbread Man said, I was super excited, had tons of fun. I spent the first 16 hours building and then realized that a lot of the work was already done for me and I just hadn't taken advantage of it, or something along those lines.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was a very, very cool thing to see. Continue though.
And I know there's a lot of other people chomping at the bit. JJ is someone who's been for over a year been trying to. He's like, hey man, when can I show all what I can do? What building a lot of tools. So yeah, fantastic. To Denath22, just awesome person. Every time I see you in the Discord, you're trying to pull people together to go make runs at Superior and helping the grind XP. So super shout out to you. To Dubstep Rod, obviously a huge Townstar player, puts tools out there, builds for people to play, just really has built up that whole community. And I've heard that you should probably look out for Dubstep in Eternal Paradox when that's coming very soon. Shout out to a couple of my favorite trolls in the community. I think they would self-identify as trolls. You've got Burgundy Touch, everyone's elitist Frenchman, can be a little salty, but always, especially in DMs. Here's the thing. A little bit of behind the scenes look. If you're being super salty in the Discord, I might ask you to just chill, pull back, right? We all might ask you to just kind of step away from the Discord. But dude, light it up in our DMs. We want to hear it.
Seriously,
we'll probably agree with you. We'll probably
in a lot of cases we often do. Yeah. So yeah, Burgundy's amazing. Welcome back. We lost recording there for just a second, so I'm going to go back directly into my story talking about having dinner with Burgundy. I had the pleasure of having dinner with him and some of the French community when we were in Paris for Binance Blockchain Week last year, and it was a wonderfully awesome dinner, and it was very funny because we walked in, and it was me and a couple of my friends, and we were there. And Burgundy was like, this is just this very simple, low class, unfancy restaurant. And I walked in and I'm like, this is like ridiculous. I could look, it was in the grain market building or something like that. And it had these beautiful painted ceilings and, table decoration centerpieces that were, edible lacy bread things.
He's cringing right now listening to explain.
I know he is. And you know what? I was amazing food. And then we ate the centerpieces, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to do that or if it was embarrassing for me to do so. It was wonderful. It was an amazing experience. And there was not even a little bit of cheese whiz there, which terrible. No boxed wine either, so I don't know.
Another you can't talk about Burgundy. There's another favorite for everybody, Observer, another critic. we all love to hear from Observer. It can be very salty, but I love the guy.
Observer can be very salty, but I appreciate Observer because when Observer says stuff, it is based typically, almost always, on observation, and it is. I know that what Observer does is he helps me. I think it's a he. He helps me refine my messaging when I say something, because it's like, okay, I clearly was not clear enough about whatever that thing was, and you have pointed it out, and so I can go back and fix it. Subspace is another one like that for me. Subspace, who I've had the privilege to hang out with a little bit, IRL, is a super smart person, and is one of those things that's one of those people that's like, hey, you said this thing and that doesn't quite match with what you're saying here. Would you like to revise that statement? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good call.
Yep. And one of the cool things is, I think it's a sign of maturity that I've also seen them admit when they were wrong. They've come back and been like,
yes,
yeah, I was wrong. You were right. I apologize. So, and that's always cool because we mess up, everybody messes up. We're all human. Like, I think that's part of Web3 is just, we're all building together.
Yes.
And sometimes you don't see the finished polish that you will see from another company who's been, building this thing for 7 years before you ever lay eyes on it. Right. So I just like I like the transparency. A couple of other names, T. Here's a couple of moderators, because again, the moderators I've always said are the backbone of the community. T is a fantastic person. Does a ton, like really it helps me keep an eye on the back end of the Discord. You've got Nika, who's another person, another French community member. I believe you also met her at Binance Blockchain Week. Ekin Ross, in the face of a lot of adversity, a lot of things going on, I don't want to share too much information, but always been a very reliable within the community as a moderator. Thank you. Sky God, I know Spider Tanks, he's an absolute laugh, known for his memes. Sky God is always down for a good time. So a couple of shout outs from the Vox community, because I got some from Vera. Vera said, Mixplick, help with the bug. We always appreciate people that will help us find bugs, report them and solve them, reproduce them. Tofu, of course. Everyone knows Tofu.
Everyone knows Tofu.
Satoshi Siren for all of her translation work. She's done stuff within the games community as well, and I really appreciate that. And shout out to Crypto Compliant. Again, I don't want to dox anybody, but shout out to him as well. Hefe Sailor, who was confirmed, it is pronounced Hefe Sailor. We solved that for a while. Hefe Sailor, but neither Vera or I were totally wrong in the pronunciation of your name, Hefe. Anyway, appreciate you. A couple of other people who obviously are big brand ambassadors for Gala. We've got people like Classy, you've got Stash, you've got Wookie. Fakosh is another big one in the Brazilian community. Don't sleep on the Brazilian community. Smile and Monster, I always really appreciate Smile and Monster's content and just playing with them in game. I like that our content creators.
Dude.
He's really cool.
They're all very cool.
We're having Smiling Monsters joining us next week for a Tweety stream.
Let's go.
Nice.
Yes,
very involved. Another shout out. Smiling Monster is one of the attendees of the London Shed of Secrets, and so I'd also like to give a shout out to Shadow Knight, who was there as well.
Shadow Knight is love Shadow Knight. He's another one of those guys that just in your DMs and just give you tons of feedback, and fantastic community member.
Yes, Shadow Knight. Before we were able to announce that we had saved Legends Reborn, Shadow Knight was sending me pretty much like a weekly. Here's a list of reasons that you guys should save this game, and I massively appreciated that.
Yeah. And somebody like Shadow Knight, I appreciate them because obviously they're a human. They feel emotions, right? They get absolutely gut wrenched when something goes wrong, but they're still sitting there back there like, we support you guys. He even reached out to us and said, hey, how can I help you promote this game? Which again, like active builders in the community is what we love to see. And if you're just here passively, and that's really my next shout out, if you're just here just playing our games, if you purchased anything, awesome. We appreciate you, but just playing our games and being part of the community makes a huge difference. Yeah, absolutely. And so being an active part of that, I really appreciate. Just a few more, and then I'm done. And if anybody else has any, you can
going, man. You could do
keep
30
going.
minutes more. 30 minutes
I
more.
could go for 30 minutes.
Community. Let's get it. This is beautiful,
all of
man.
all of our community managers. Shout out to like Doug Sunny for The Walking Dead, Hendrickson for Spider Tanks. He's been in Eternal Paradox more recently. You've got Vera for Vox, Farmer Michelle, who I'm pretty sure never leaves Discord, right? I thought I spend a lot of time in Discord, but I'll like leave at 2 a.m. and come back and find that she's still there at 4 a.m. and she's like on the East Coast. So she's like up earlier and I'm pretty sure later than me. So super shout out to Farmer Michelle. A shout out to an absolute sleeper person that most people don't know, Jorik. So Jorik is one of the people who builds things when you need something that's built within the community, whether it's a Discord bot or whatever. He's there and he's building it. Customer support, making those processes better.
Yes, he is a member of what we refer to internally as the irregulars. They are the crypto people that don't fit nicely into any box, and they are there. And I have to give a shout out to Guru Lanius as well as being a kick-ass member of that team. And honestly, like just everybody who's building and producing and creating, the game devs as well. Huge shout out to all of them because they make all of this stuff possible. None of the games would be possible without the people building it. And I know that things are not always exactly perfect the way that people would like them, but I want to thank the game devs for continuing to work because we have some that don't, and for the ones that do to continue to work and refine and build. It's wonderful.
For sure.
I have one more. I have to get this one in, and it's a very important person. I know you've all seen him. I just want to shout out Galanodal because without Galanodal, how would we answer win game?
That's a great question. That is a great question. Do you remember in the first GalaCon, I believe it was, that horrid thing that I emceed for like 2 days straight back in the beginning of 2021. Oh my God, we didn't have Good Paul then, and so it was basically me pushing all the buttons, and then at the end of all of that, playing D&D with the community, and Galanodal was one of the ones that we played with, and I had a ton of fun, and we need to do that again. We actually need to get D&D going again.
I would love that.
We do.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Jehoon, we're doing a D&D stream.
Let's get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how to play D&D, Jehoon? Have you ever played D&D?
I've heard about it, but I'm a fast learner.
Okay, that's it. We're going to live stream your very first D&D game.
Oh, that sounds fun. Let's get it.
I'm totally down for that. Who should DM? Who can be the DM here? Who wants to DM?
I've never DM'd. Somebody in the community
I've never DM'd.
Like, hey, I've DM'd.
Actually, let me ask.
I would be willing to bet there's somebody in the community that is a well-seasoned DM.
Yeah, I'm going to. I need a good DM for a D&D game to stream. I'm asking Gold right now.
Perfect. Nice. But yeah, definitely.
Shout out to Gold.
Oh, dude, yeah, of course, yes.
Gala Gold. Yeah, and also too, shout out to the there's been a lot of people kind of streaming with us. We got C Money, General Kaizen. Who was? You remember when we had the Minecraft stream? Oh, Aspira. I think you've already said
Aspira. Yeah.
Who was? I think there was a person that was literally living in that Minecraft stream for a while. What was his name? Ed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does live in that server now, and I should go visit him and be like, "Hello, Ed. Here's another snowman golem since your last one melted."
Oh, he took like 3 hours to get in too. Like it was, but and also wanted to thank each and every one of you guys too. When I first kind of came into Gal, actually, you three are some of the few people like I first met. So definitely appreciate each and every one of you. You know what I mean? Definitely. Yes, sir.
Jehoon, we appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Jehoon.
I appreciate you more. But But yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
guys, let's go ahead and wrap this up because I know that people want to get back to their Thanksgivings. But I want to any last things that anyone would like to say before we wrap it up?
So one last thing is I would check your email, everyone. There's something there's a special kind of Thanksgiving gift we're gonna give everyone who's an active Gala user in the community. So anyone who is, check your email and you might find something very interesting. So I'll end off with that.
There we
Yeah, I'll end off
go.
with that.
Awesome, guys. There's some leaks for you. So we will talk to you guys soon and enjoy the rest of your holiday, and we'll see you guys in Discord.
Happy
Peace
Thanksgiving,
out.
everybody.
Bye.